Hello, students. Now we will take another topic of linguistics, that is IC analysis. So, what is IC analysis? It is a technique used in structural linguistics. IC analysis, which is used in structural linguistics to break down sentences into their component parts, right, or constituents. Means this analysis is done through breaking down sentence into their component parts or constituents, layer by layer, right? So that's a technique which is used in structural linguistics, because here we discuss the structure of a sentence, and that is when we break down the sentence into its component parts or constituent layer by layer. The role of IC analysis is crucial for identifying and defining phrase type. Why do we do IC analysis? For identifying and defining phrase types. Because with the help of phrases, sentence is made. So we have to know different types of phrases for different purposes. Why these phrases are attached with one another, and what's the relation between two phrases, or what is how a head word is found out, and something like this. By revealing their internal hierarchical structure and their head, we we discuss in this analysis, we discuss internal structure of the sentence, what's the hierarchy they follow, what any sentence follows hierarchy, and their head or head of the word. Means IC analysis basically done in three layers. First layer is that's identifying the head of the phrase. So first we have to find out the phrase so that we can name the phrase. That is why uh, first step is, that is identifying the head of the phrase. For example, uh, the cat chased the rat. Suppose this is the sentence. Here you can add the beautiful, right, cat, the beautiful cat. So here in this sentence there are two phrases. First is that's a NP or noun phrase, and this is verb phrase, right? Why? Because it starts with the verb, and here this is cat. Our focus core word is cat. So how to identify the head of the phrase which nominates the name, which name the phrase? So there, the beautiful cat. So cat, if we remove, uh, how to identify the head word? So that's the defining feature of any phrase, noun phrase, verb phrase, is its head. IC analysis helps locate this head by making the final cut. The constituent that remains after the determiners and modifiers are removed is the head. The beautiful, the beautiful cat. So when we remove these two, right, the beautiful, so uh, what is remain here? That's a cat, and this cat is the noun. That's why this whole group of word is called noun phrase. They have given example the old car. So final cut is between old and car, right? So that's a old and car. So the word car is head, confirming it is a noun phrase. So that's a old car, right? So the old car, this is a noun phrase. Why it's confirmed? Because of this, because the old car. So the old and car is noun, right? And that is why there is no verb in this group of words, and that is why this group of words will be known as noun phrase because of noun car. So that's confirmed that this is a noun phrase. Now very quickly, right, sentence is that that's a the old car, right? In sentence where they have given sentence, I don't know, sentence is not getting okay. In very quickly, the final cut is between very and quickly. The word quickly is the head, confirming it is an adverb phrase, right? Quickly is an adverb, right? So head word is very, in this phrase very quickly, head word is quickly. So that is why it is decided that that's a adverb, that's an adverbial phrase. So first of all we have to name the phrase. So how to name the phrase? When we cut, when we put cut into between the words, we remove the determiners and modifiers. So the remaining word will be head word, and according to head word, name of the phrase is given. So that's the first step. Number 2, determining phrase boundaries. How to how to determine boundaries? IC analysis establishes the precise boundaries and grouping of words. So IC analysis establishes the precise boundaries and grouping of words. This is crucial for distinguishing between phrases and appear adjacent in sentence. Example, she looked at the man with telescope. She looked at the man with telescope. IC cut number 1, IC cut number 2. So first IC cut is that's a she, and then looked, that's a second cut. So first cut is she looked at the man with telescope, that's a subject NP and predicate VP. So here what's the subject and what's the predicate? This she is subject and rest of the word is predicate. Okay. Now cut 2. Looked, she is noun phrase. Now looked at the man with the telescope. So that's a looked. IC analysis clearly shows that with the telescope is its own prepositional phrase because of with. This is prepositional phrase and is a constituent separate from the preceding phrase, and this is the separate constituent which is the preceded sentences, phrases looked at the man. So what they are saying that this is IC analysis clearly shows that with the telescope is its own prepositional phrase and is a constituent separate from this constituent separate from the preceding phrase. Means this part, this phrase is separate from this phrase. Why? You can read this way also. Sentence is that where sentence is written. Okay, yeah, she looked at the man. Okay, don't read this. She looked at the man. That's clear. She looked at the man. Now we add with the telescope. So that is not related with look the man. That is different. So here the IC analysis clearly shows that with the telescope, this phrase with the telescope is its own prepositional phrase and is a constituent separate from the preceding means before preceding phrase. ये separate है. This is not related with this phrase. ये कह रहा है वो, है ना. Now third step. Here we have decided. Now moving to third step, resolving structural ambiguity. The technique can map the different structural interpretations. Right, so it's a third step, different structural interpretation of a ambiguous sentence, showing how the same sequence of words can result in different phrase grouping. So what's this? This is an old man and women. So reading one. Men are old and women may not be. Right? So IC analysis groups old man as an NP which is coordinated with women. So ambiguous example. So third step is ambiguity, how to resolve ambiguity. The technique can map the different structural interpretations of an ambiguous sentence, showing how the same sequence of words can result in different phrase grouping. For example, old men and women, right? So here reading one is men are old but women age is not clear, right? IC analysis groups old men, that's a NP, which is coordinated with women. Okay, so old men and women. Reading 2 says both man and women are old, right? So both are old. IC analysis groups old as an adjective modifying the coordinated NP, right? Old is modifying the NP men and women. So that clarity, old, men and women. This confirms that different grouping patterns yield different phrase types. Means different grouping patterns yield different phrase types and meanings. So important thing is that grouping pattern, right? That is different and that is divided different phrases. So finally conclusion is that in IC analysis, words by demonstrating the phrase words by demonstrating the phrase type are defined by their internal structure, important, and the hierarchical relationship, internal structure and their relationship between their parts, right? Especially head, which fundamentally defines the phrase type. So here are three things we should keep in mind. First is identifying the head of the phrase when we do IC analysis. Number two, determining phrase boundaries. Then where what is the phrase and what how many words come one phrase. So that is phrase boundaries we have to determine and resolve structural ambiguity, and then we will find that how old men and women, actually old is used for both, for man and women. So that is clear through IC analysis. So IC analysis is helpful to resolve structural ambiguity as well. So this is uh, to be discussed when you will be asked about IC analysis and phrases, relations and description of phrases. So this way you can reply and you should give number of examples. So thank you so much. God bless you.